Would you look at that? I'm back with another review for you, the S8. But make no mistake, this phone is not from Samsung. This phone comes from a Chinese company called Blackview. I've been using this phone now for a couple of weeks and I can tell you that I'm actually amazed by the specs and the build quality of the phone. Keep in mind that this phone is under 200 bucks. But let's not jump too far ahead. I will give you the specs first. Android 7.0. Nah, that's not the newest, but at least it's stock Android, so it's pretty fast. GPS? Which new smartphone doesn't have GPS? Well, you're probably wondering, hey Bernie, where are the amazing specs that you've been talking about?
Hold up.
The display. It's a 5.7-inch IPS HD with a wide aspect ratio of 37:18, which is about the same as 18:9. This is the same aspect ratio you have on new Samsung models. The camera, or should I say the cameras? This phone is one of the first smartphones with 4 cameras. This means you have 2 cameras from Sony with 13 megapixels and 0.3 megapixels in the front and the back. The battery is slightly bigger than on the Samsung S8. You get 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigabytes of storage. Expandable with a micro SD up to 128 gigabytes. Of course, from Samsung. More features are LTE 4G, a working fingerprint scanner and an LED flashlight. Here you can see the phone right away. We've also got a power brick with 2 amps, a micro USB adapter to USB Type-C, a headset, an adapter from USB-C to a headphone jack, a charge and sync cable USB Type-C to USB-A, and a cable for on the go. Also a ring stand, instructions, a SIM tool, a second screen protector, and a bumper. The phone has a really good quality. It's heavy enough to give you a great feeling in the hand. The fingerprint. There's a lot of criticism of the placement on the Samsung S8 and S8 Plus because it's placed right next to the camera and it's the same shape, so you would always smudge over the camera. This design seems much better. The button layout is identical to the Samsung S8, volume rockers and lock button on the right side, Type-C connector and speaker grills on the bottom, but there's no headphone jack. The fingerprint works amazingly fast. As you can see, it's just a millisecond on there and it already unlocks it. The Octa-Core and the almost stock Android makes everything feel really smooth, no lag and no performance issues. You can see 4 GB of RAM, 64 GB of real storage and Android 7.0. And let's test out the cameras. The main camera first. It's a Sony f2.0 with 13 megapixels. The second camera is only a 0.3 megapixels. The pictures that you can expect from this phone are pretty good. I'm not sure if the second camera with the 0.3 megapixels makes a huge difference. The bokeh function does not use the second camera and it's only a software blur. Same goes for the front cameras. It's the same Sony f2.0 with 13 megapixels plus the 0.3 megapixel second camera. So you can get the same image quality from the main camera on the selfie cam. One special feature which I really like is the dual active flash. This means you have a real flash on the back and also a real flash up top on the right corner. Selfies in complete darkness are absolutely no problem. Would I recommend this phone? Yes. All of the flaws that I mentioned in my last review for the Samsung S7 Edge clone are gone with this phone. You do get a nice build quality, a working fingerprint scanner, 64 GB of storage, 4 GB of RAM, 4 cameras, 2 active flashes, and that's all for under $200. I've bought this model on Amazon. Be aware if you buy a phone on other e-commerce websites. You can find this exact smartphone on Gearbest, DHgate, AliExpress, but the smartphone might be sent from a Chinese warehouse. This will not only take around 2 weeks to deliver, but you will also have to pay taxes and custom fees. These might add up to 20 to 30% depending on where you live, on top of the price you see. In some cases, you also have to drive to the customs handling station and open the package in front of them. That's why I like Amazon. My link where I bought this exact phone is down in the description. These cell phones are already in a warehouse in Europe. All the taxes and custom fees are already paid and the price you see is the final price. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you have any questions, concern or recommendations, leave a comment. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel. There will be an unboxing every day at 5 Central European Time and even more reviews on smartphone, drones and gimbals in the future.